Welcome to my YouTube channel Beyond GDP. Today's lecture topic is India's fiscal deficit and public debt. We will take in deep dive. What is India's fiscal deficit and public debt? Let us analyze this topic today. You are most welcome on this my YouTube channel Beyond GDP. What is fiscal deficit? Let us take example as a large household treated as the Indian government. Imagine the Indian government as a large household. Government of India earns money through taxes, GST, customs, dividend and PSU profits. And government spends money on infrastructure, deficit, salary, defense salaries, education and subsidies. Let us see what happens now. Indian government earns money from taxes, GST, customs, dividend, PSU, public sector unit profits, and it spends money on infrastructure, developing defense sector, salaries, providing, granting salaries, education, and subsidies. If government spends more than it earns in a year, there is gap. It is called fiscal deficits. We can understand this from this equation: total government spending minus total government income. If government spending is more than government income, then it is fiscal deficit. It reflects how much the government must borrow to meet its expenses. To fulfill the gap, how government cope up this? He must take loan, borrow from other agencies to meet its expenses. For example, government income, suppose rupees 20 lakh crore, government spending 30 lakh crore rupees, fiscal deficit 10 lakh crore. These 10 lakh crore must borrowed, leading to public debt. Now from fiscal deficit it leads to public debt. What are the basics of this? Imagine your household budgets. You earn 50,000 a month, but you spend 60,000. Then there is gap of rupees 10,000. That is essentially what is a fiscal deficit for a government. A similar case for government. If government spends more money than its collection through taxes and other revenues, then it is called fiscal deficit. To cover that 10,000 shortfall, you might borrow from a bank or friends. Over time, if you keep borrowing, you accumulate debt. Then you will see the hill of your debt, of your loan, and that is called debt. It is accumulating towards debt. This same happens with the governments. They accumulating borrowing through becomes public debt. India's current situation, India's number debt matters. As of data statistics of 2024-25, India's fiscal deficit targets stand at around 4.8% of GDP. GDP means gross domestic products, with government plans to bring down it to 4.5% by 2025-26. To put this perspective, if Indian economy is worth 100 rupees, then government is spending about 5 more than it earns. India's total public debt hovers around 81 to 83% of GDP. India's total public debt is about 81 to 83% of GDP, meaning if you add up all the government borrowings, central and tax states combined, it equals to roughly 81% of the country's entire annual economic output. Why fiscal deficit increases? There are certain major reasons. High government spending. In which sector the government is spending? In providing subsidies, food, fertilizer, LPG. In defense sector, infrastructure, highways, railways, sports, education and healthcare. And welfare schemes also, Manrega and PM Kisan. Lower revenue connection. If tax collection lower falls due to slowdown, deficit arises. Now there are unexpected events also prevails. That is due to COVID, global oil price shocks, natural disasters, war-related instability. Second one, in interest payments. India spends more than 20% of revenue just to repay interest on previous loans. This is the remarkable thing. India spends 20% of revenue just to repay interest on previous loans. This creates a cycle: borrow to pay interest, and again borrow, and then again pay more interest. Why does India run a fiscal deficit? What is need? Why it runs fiscal deficit? Think of it this way: sometimes spending more than you earn is not irresponsible. It is a strategic. It is maybe a strategic. How it is possible? Is this possible? We understand this by taking two examples. Building infrastructure. When India builds highways, metro systems, of power plants, these projects cost billions upfront but generate economic benefits for decades. The Delhi Metro, for instance, cost over 50,000 crore to build. The government had to borrow heavily, but now millions commute daily. If businesses thrive around a station and the economy grows faster. Infrastructure generates revenue in coming year after building it up. For instance, Delhi Metro, it cost over rupees 50,000 crore, but now the people are traveling on this and paying paying tickets. Now this generates revenue for government. Thus it will come at one day that it will break even point, then leads to profit. Second example is social welfare programs like PM Kisan. PM Kisan providing rupees 6,000 annually to farmers, or subsidized food grains through the public distribution system. It cost heavily, enormous amounts. In 2023-24, food subsidy loan exceeded rupees 2 lakh crores. This expenditure does not generate direct revenue but keeps social stability and support the vulnerable. What the poor people that are below public poverty line, they are this subsidy supporting them. So it is not meaning for much, but it is called social welfare programs. It is also important for sustaining our citizens. The good, the bad, and the complicated. When deficit works well. Case study: in 1991, economic reforms started. Before that, in 1990, India faced a severe crisis with foreign exchange reserves barely covering 2 weeks of imports. It covers only 2 weeks. India had foreign exchange only for 2 weeks of imports. Then government started to borrow from IMF, but simultaneously it opened the economy. This comes to reforms in this fiscal deficit was used strategically for reforms, infrastructure, and liberalization. And the result, Indian economy grew from around $270 billion in 1991 to $3.7 trillion today. Investing in infrastructure and after opening liberalization, economic liberalization started in 1991, and investing in open investment in FDI, FI, then it creates revenue for Indian government. Second case, COVID-19 response 2020-21. During the pandemic, India's fiscal deficit was 9.2% of GDP. It is the double normal levels. Why? Government provided free food grains to 80 crore people, giving direct cash transfers, funded vaccine development and distribution. Government provided free vaccines for all the citizens. It cost more. This was good deficit, preventing economic collapse and saving lives. When deficit become problematic, the interest payment trap. Here is a scary number. In 2024-25, India spends more than 11 lakh crore just on paying interest on past borrowing. That is roughly 40% of all tax revenue going simply to service debt, but building a single road or paying a single teacher's salary. Before building a single road or paying single teacher's salary, Indian government have to pay interest payment. Now Indian government is going in tapping in interest payment. This is about 40% of the all taxes revenue. Imagine earning rupees 50,000 but paying rupees 20,000 credit card interest each month. There is a trap. You are running hard just to stay in place. Third case, Sri Lanka's crisis in 2022. Our neighbor country, Sri Lanka, faced the same scenario. Provides a cautionary tale. Sri Lanka's public debt reached 119% of GDP. They could not pay that debt. The government defaulted. Inflation shot up to 70%. People could not afford food or fuel. While India is far from this, India is not in such step, but it is alarming. It shows what happens when debt spirals out of control. What is the public debt? We must know what is public debt. Public debt means total loans taken by the government over the years. It includes borrowing within India, that is called internal debt, borrowing from foreign countries plus agency, that is called external debt, borrowing through bonds and government securities. That is a formula. It requires formula to define the public debt. Public debt is equal to total past borrowings of the government plus interest accumulated. How big is India's public debt? Current situation. Let us know it. India's total public debt is around 82 to 85% of GDP combined, including center and states. For comparison, Japan to 60%, USA 120%, China 30%, Germany 64%. India is also in high position, but not in a danger zone. However, interest payments are very heavy. How does India borrow money? How can Indian government can borrow money? There are several avenue borrowing tools that are government. First, the government securities, which are also called G-Secs. These are essentially IOU, informal written promise or acknowledgement of a debt, like a note saying you will pay back money or a favor. The government says, lend me 100 rupees today, then I will return you 107 after 1 year. Banks, insurance companies and foreign investors buy this because they are considered very safe. This is public debt, public bond. Government taken loan from these sources, providing bonds. Then these are safe. So banks, banking company and foreign investors buy these. Treasury bills. Second one, treasury bills, short-term borrowing usually for 91, 182 and 364 days. This is as a paid as loan for governments. External debt, borrowing from international organizations like World Bank. Government of India can take borrowing from international organizations like World Bank, Asian Development Bank or foreign governments. Currently, India's Asian debt is around 20% GDP, relatively low compared to many countries. The revenue charge, where does India's money come from? Where from getting money? Tax revenue, about 80% of total revenue. GST, goods and service tax, in 2017, it is in vogue. When you buy anything, a shirt, a meal or a movie ticket, you will pay GST. This is now India's largest tax source, collecting over 18 lakh crore rupees annually. Income tax. In financial 2025-26, Finance Minister announced rupees 2 lakh tax-free income in new tax regime. Income corporate tax from companies like Reliance, TCS, Infosys contribute hugely. Customs and excise. Government also levies taxes on imports and products like petrol and alcohol. Non-tax revenue. Government of India also generates revenue from non-tax stations. Non-tax revenue is the income a government generates from sources other than taxes. It is a component of revenue received and crucial for funding public services and infrastructure without increasing tax burden on citizens. Dividends from public sector companies, ONGC or Coal India makes profits and shares them. Spectrum auctions, like telecom companies buy 4G and 5G licenses. Disinvestment, selling government stakes in companies to public, that is called disinvestment. Disinvestment. Now, real world impact. How does this affect you? One example one, interest rates. Or government borrow heavily. It competes with private businesses for loans. This can push up interest rates, making your home loan or a car loan more expensive. Interest rates hike leads to making home loan and car loan more expensive. Second one, inflation. If government prints too much money to fund deficits, that is not currently happening in India, but if it happens, prices rise. When petrol crossed rupees 100 per liter, fiscal policy plays a role in such price movements. Third example, future taxation. Today's borrowing becomes tomorrow's tax burden. If India keeps borrowing without growing the economy, future generations might face higher taxes to pay off the debt. This is true. If we do not taking more borrowing, less borrowing, we government start to need less borrowing, then future generation might be face higher debts. If growing economy of India simultaneously, the Balancing Act, India's fiscal strategy, FRBM Act, that is called India started Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act, that set targets, keeping fiscal deficit below 3% of GDP and debt below 60%, 40 for central and 20 for states. It is a financial diet plan for the government, though the targets are often missed. Let us understand this by case study, taking the budget of 2023-24, when Finance Minister allocated rupees 10 lakh crore for infrastructure, investment in roads, railways and airports, rupees 2.2 lakh crore for agriculture, rupees 1.5 lakh crore for defence, rupees 1 lakh crore for education. For funding this, Finance Minister estimated revenue 20 lakh crores, but expenditure of 45 lakh crores. Then there is gap, rupees 18 lakh crore. It leads to borrowing. Now take global context. How does India compare? Better than many. Japan's debt to 60% of GDP, Greece debt 171% of GDP, United States debt 120% of GDP. Similar to Brazil, 88% of GDP, South Africa 71% of GDP, worse than China 80% of GDP, though some estimates put it higher. Indonesia 39% of GDP. India's position is moderate, not great, but not alarming either. The fourth part, challenges and solutions. What are the challenges and solutions India will face in future? First challenge, revenue collection. Only 2% of the Indians pay income tax. So Indian government should take measures so that 2% maybe can be increased. Burdening tax base without burdening the middle class is crucial. Digital initiatives like linking PAN with Aadhaar help reduce tax evasion. Challenges, subsidies reform. India spends enormous amounts on subsidies, like on foods, fertilizers, fuels. LPG subsidy reforms, giving subsidies directly to bank accounts, saved thousands of crores by eliminating back beneficiaries. Third challenge is economic growth. The ultimate solution: grow the economy. Indian government try to grow economy faster. If India grows faster, like 7 to 8% annually, then debt to GDP ratio automatically improves because the denominator GDP gets bigger. Case study, we can understand it from a case study. Tamil Nadu case success. Tamil Nadu is highest debt levels among Indian states, around 27% of gross state domestic product, but also some of the best infrastructure and social indicators. Why? They are borrowing for productive investments, investing like ports, expressway, and skill development that generates future revenue. Why should we use to care? India's fiscal deficit public debt are not just number in budget speeches. They determine whether your city gets a new metro line, if farmers receive support during crop failures, how much you pay in taxes, what interest you get on your home loan, whether India can respond to the next crisis, pandemic, natural disaster, and war. The key is balance. Some debt is good, it builds the nation. Too much debt is dangerous, it enslaves future generation. India is working with tightrope. Understanding this issue helps you build informed citizens who can demand better fiscal management from elected leaders. Case study 1, COVID-19 and India's fiscal stress. During COVID, revenue collapsed, business closed, GST fell, income tax collection fell, spending increased, free food, health emergencies, vaccine funding, relief for poor, credit guarantee schemes, results, deficit jumped to 9.2%, highest in India's modern history. This forced India to borrow more, increasing public debt. Case study 2, oil prices and fiscal deficit. India imports 85% of its crude oil. When oil prices shoot up, LPG and petrol subsidy rises. Fertilizer subsidy rises, government spends more. This paves to fiscal deficit increases. Real example in 2022 and 23, oil touched $100 per barrel due to Russia and Ukraine war. India's subsidy bill increased by rupees 80,000 plus crore, pushing deficit higher. Case study 3, infrastructure push, good deficit. No, not all fiscal deficit is bad. If government borrows money to build highways, improve railways, expand metros, develop digital infrastructure, it creates jobs and boosts GDP. This is called productive deficits. For example, National Infrastructure Pipeline is a 111 crore project. This requires borrowing, but also creates long-term assets, improved logistics, attracts foreign investments, a deficit, growth power, not consumption driven. Risk of high fiscal deficit and public debt. What are the risks of high fiscal deficit and public debts? If fiscal deficit becomes too high for too long, for more duration, risks increase. For high inflation, borrowing increases money supply, prices may rise. Crowding out, government borrowing leaves less money for private businesses. Poor credit ratings, rating agency Moody and S&P Standard Poor may downgrade India's credit ratings. High interest payments, large of the budget goes into repaying old loans, less money for development. Less money will remain for development if Indian government pay large loans, old loans and interest. Benefits of managed fiscal deficit. If managed properly, fiscal deficit helps boost economic activity, support industries, create infrastructure, provide safety nets for poor, subsidize the economy during crisis. The key is balance, growth for growth, not for subsidies. How India manages fiscal deficit? India uses several tools, including GST reforms, better tax collection through technology, disinvestment, selling government tax in PSUs like LIC IPO, digital tax administration, AI-based income tax scrutiny, reduces tax evasion. Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management FRBM Act. It targets fiscal deficit should remain below 3% and debt to GDP should remain below 60%. India aims to reach these targets gradually by 2025-26 and beyond. Final verdict: India's fiscal story in one line. We can understand India's fiscal story. India's fiscal deficit is high but under control, and its public debt is large but manageable. As long as the government continues investing in growth sector, improving tax collection and reducing wasteful subsidies, then it will be India in world economy number 1. Summary for exams. We conclude now. It is beneficial for examination. Fiscal deficits mean borrowing needs, public debt, accumulated loans. India's fiscal deficit 24-25 year. 5.8%. India's public debt 80 to 85% of GDP. District was during COVID. While sucks, good deficit, infrastructure spending. FRBM sets fiscal discipline targets. Today's lecture ends here. I hope you all will enjoy this lecture. If you have any, you comment in my comment box. Beyond GDP YouTube channel. You comment how you like this. If you like this, then you subscribe my channel, like and share this video, and press bell button so that my uploading video can reach to you as soon as possible. Let us see in next video. Till then, bye bye.